Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Turner. Today is week 8, day 3 in distance learning. We're going to be doing a comprehension activity that goes along with the book you're reading from your reading bundle. I have a question for you first before we start. Have you ever been stung by a bee? Do you know why a bee would sting someone? Well, today we're going to find the answer out. We're going to be reading a book that's called Animals That Sting. It's a nonfiction book, so there are facts in the book. When you are reading a nonfiction book, it's important that you think about the main idea and you're able to ask and answer questions as you're reading. So my question for you was, have you ever been stung? My other question was, do you know why an animal would sting? We're going to read and find out the answer to that. Then we're going to go over some questions. This book is, as I said, it's a nonfiction book with illustrations. If you go on the Reading A to Z app, you'll find this book in color, which is a lot better, I think, than the black and white in your bundle. You'll understand a little bit better some of the photographs. So there are photographs in the book. The book's written by Edie Evans, and there's something else interesting in the book that I'll point out to you right now. Some of the pages have a large picture of an animal that stings and then a smaller inset, and each of those will have the stinger of the animal that's shown in the large picture. And that's going to give us a chance to see what a stinger looks like. I don't know about you, but I do not want to get close up to animals that sting, close enough to see their stinger. So this was really interesting for me. So I'm going to read this book, and then I want you to read this on your own later, today and tomorrow. Remember, you're thinking as you're reading so that you can answer and maybe ask some questions when we're done. Animals that sting. Animals that sting. Oops, I need to get my finger out of the way. Some animals sting to defend themselves. Stings can hurt. I wonder if you know what that word defend means. To defend yourself means to protect yourself, to keep yourself safe. So some animals defend themselves when they're stinging. This bee stings to defend itself. Bee stinger. This jellyfish stings to defend itself. Jellyfish stinger. This worm stings to defend itself. Fireworm stinger. Looks like the same colors of the fire, doesn't it? This ray stings to defend itself. Stingray stinger. You know, I didn't realize that worms could sting. That's something I just learned. This ant stings to defend itself. Ant stinger. I have been stung by an ant, but luckily those fire ants don't live in Maryland, so we don't have to watch out in Waldorf, but you do if you go somewhere south like Florida or Texas. This wasp stings to defend itself. Wasp stinger. Ooh, there's several animals on this page. Stings can help keep animals safe. So again, boys and girls, I'd like you to read this on your own, but first we're going to talk about some of the questions in your bundle. So remember, good readers think as they're reading. So you've got a page that looks like this with some questions. The first question from this is, do you think Animals That Sting is a good title for this book? And why? Do you think Animals That Sting is a good title? Do you think that's a good title for this book? I do, because every page talked about animals that sting. Question 2. What did you learn about animals that sting after reading this book? I learned what the stingers look like. That's what I learned because I saw those photographs. I didn't know what they look like. And I also learned that there's a worm that stings. Question 3. Why do animals sting? That's an easy one. That was on every page, wasn't it? They sting to defend themselves, to keep themselves safe. And question 4. What did you like about the photographs in this book? That might be your opinion. I might say I like the colors, or I might say I like how I can see the stingers on the small photographs. So please have this discussion with somebody in your family. Read this book again tomorrow, and then you'll find another activity to go along with this book for day 4. It's been fun reading with you, and I sure hope you don't get stung.